was Friday, August 31st, and it was just like a typical Friday. I was at work, and I work at Brooksville Country Club, as Ryan alluded to when he introduced me a couple weeks ago. And on a usual Friday, I work in the pro shop till 5 and close up and go pick the range. And the range is where people go and practice, hit balls, and warm up before they go play. So I hooked the cart up and was picking balls on. It started smoking about halfway through. So I decided to stop and just check the oil to see if it had any. And of course it didn't. It was about bone dry. So I just left it there, walked down to where we keep it, and looked around for oil, and I couldn't find any. So Steve, the cart guy that was working that day, he took me back to the cart, and we decided it's probably in our best interest to move the cart out in the middle of the range because it would get pounded by balls the next day. So when I was moving the cart as slow as possible, I barely had my foot on the accelerator. It was like I could crawl faster, and it started smoking again. And good thing he saw flame underneath the bottom of the cart because it caught on fire. So I jumped. He yelled at me. I jumped off the seat, and it was a big grease fire going. So I thought fast, jumped in his cart, and went to the kitchen, which I thought would be where the nearest fire extinguisher was, which was about 300 meters away. So I went to the back room of the kitchen, and there was like they didn't know where the fire extinguisher was, so we found one by the front door. I got that, and I sprinted all the way back to where the cart was, and we put it out, thankfully, because we had like 3/4 of gas in it, so that wouldn't have been good. And so basically I learned that even though if it's not your job to check the oil in an engine or anything, that you should probably check it before you use it, because only bad things can happen if you don't, and that to never push an engine if it has no oil, because it either catch on fire or seize up. So that's what I learned.